I think that some of the steps that have already been taken in Gaza help to build confidence. And if we continue to make progress on that front, then Palestinians can see in very concrete terms what peace can bring, that rhetoric and violence cannot bring. And that is people actually having an opportunity to raise their children and make a living and buy and sell goods and build a life for themselves, which is ultimately what people in both Israel and the Palestinian territories want. So,
I think the latest sanctions adopted by the UN create illegitimacy or create delegitimization for Iran's nuclear program, and that is important. I think the sanctions the president signed the other day actually have teeth. They bite. The question is, how much do you need to bite is something I cannot answer now. But if other nations adopted similar sanctions, that would increase the effect. The more like-minded countries join in the American-led effort that President Obama has signed into law, I think the better we'll be able to give you an answer to your question.
Does somebody want to comment, please?
Mr. President, in the past year, you distanced yourself from Israel and gave a court order to the Prime Minister. Do you think this policy was a mistake? Do you think it contributes to the bashing of Israel by others? And is that you change it now? And do you trust now Prime Minister Netanyahu? And if I may, Mr. Prime Minister, specifically, did you discuss with the President the continuing of the freezing of settlement after September? Did you tell him that you're going to keep on building after this period is over?
Well, let me first of all say that the premise of your question was wrong, and I entirely disagree with it. If you look at every public statement that I've made over the last year and a half, it has been a constant reaffirmation of the special relationship between the United States and Israel, that our commitment to Israel's security has been unwavering. And in fact, there aren't any concrete policies that you could point to that would contradict that. And in terms of my relationship with Prime Minister Netanyahu, I know the press, both in Israel and stateside, enjoys seeing if there's news there. But the fact of the matter is that I've trusted Prime Minister Netanyahu since I met him before I was elected president, and have said so both publicly and privately. I think that he is dealing with a very complex situation in a very tough neighborhood. What I have consistently shared with him is my interest in working with him, not at cross purposes, so that we can achieve the kind of peace that will ensure Israel's security for decades to come. And that's going to mean some tough choices. And there are going to be times where he and I are having robust discussions about what kind of choices need to be made. But the underlying approach never changes, and that is the United States is committed to Israel's security. We are committed to that special bond. And we are going to do what's required to back that up, not just with words, but with actions. We are going to continually work with the Prime Minister and the entire Israeli government, as well as the Israeli people, so that we can achieve what I think has to be everybody's goal, which is that people feel secure. They don't feel like a rocket's going to be landing on their head sometime. They don't feel as if there's a growing population that wants to direct violence against Israel. That requires work, and that requires some difficult choices, and both at the strategic level and the tactical level. And this is something that the Prime Minister understands, and why I think that we're going to be able to work together, not just over the next few months, but hopefully over the next several years.
Thank you. The President and I discussed concrete steps that could be done now, the coming days and the coming weeks, to move the peace process further along in a very robust way. This is what we focused our conversation on. And when I say the next few weeks, that's what I mean. The President means that too. Let me make a general observation about the question you forwarded to the President. And here I'll have to paraphrase Mark Twain, that the reports about the demise of the special U.S.-Israel relationship aren't just premature, they're just flat wrong. There's a depth and richness of this relationship that is expressed every day. Our teams talk. We don't make it public. The only thing that's public is that you can have differences on occasion in the best of families and the closest of families. That comes out public, and sometimes in a twisted way too. What is not told is the fact that we have an enduring bond of values, interests, beginning with security, in the way that we share both information and other things to help the common defense of our common interests, and many others in the region who don't often admit to the beneficial effect of this cooperation. So I think the President said it best in his speech in Cairo. He said, in front of the entire Islamic world, he said, the bond between Israel and the United States is unbreakable. And I can affirm that to you today.
Thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you, everyone. Lights, please.
Thank you, guys. We're going to have to stay warm.
Stay cool out there.
You've been watching tape just into our newsroom from the White House. President Obama